Light up right in here too.
Eventually.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
I just met the most marvelous bunch of niggers. the most marvelous You get him?
The Shadow People, featuring Nigel Hall.
That's the sound of losing brain cells. I've lost many myself, and I know what they sound like.
And Derrick, Smoker Freeman.
Musicians that don't like to talk about themselves are called performance artists.
Coming to you live from the Shadow Box.
Yeah, y'all. Episode 1, The Shadow People.
The inaugural episode.
My name is Derrick Freeman.
Nigel Hall over here.
We'd like to welcome y'all inside the Shadow Box.
People. Yeah, nigga. Here we go.
What's going on?
I know I look like I don't want to be here, but I've been looking forward to this. I really do want to be here. I just don't stay
You
out.
just got rest and don't give a fuck face.
Yeah. Well, no, it ain't even that. It ain't even that. It's just I just old and I can't stay out like I used to no more. And I had a gig last night and I forgot. You know, I'd be out. I was about to say I'd be out and I got used to being done by like 11 and not by like 2. And then also I had to carry my own gear, which is humbling, but I'm grateful I don't have to do that on a nightly basis like I used to. So it was that. And when I got home, the motherfucking dog was in my spot on the bed and I had to fight the goddamn dog. And I don't like doing that at 3 o'clock in the morning. So
Dogs will take over your spot.
they would take your shit like they pay rent and then look at you like feed me. And I'm like, no.
It's true. Anyway,
Anyway.
what are we gonna talk about first? You had a list allegedly.
I have an alleged list, and I guess we could talk about the fucking state of the world, current affairs, and truthfully, nah, man, fuck it. Pull the stops out. Let's just go. Because I think it's important for people to know where some people really fucking stand in all of this.
Where we stand?
I'm just saying.
I mean, we stand in the gutter where we always stood.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But I'm also saying, like, I feel like there needs to be a clear and concise view on how certain people feel. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I represent a percentage of people that, you know, America has spoken, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I get that. I understand that a vote is a vote, you know, and for a long time, I didn't vote because I, like a lot of other black people, feel like the vote don't fucking really matter. Because at the end of the day, the motherfuckers with the money gonna make sure that they got the people that they paid for to get in. They gonna get what they paid for regardless, you know. And then all of the other shit that's fucked up makes so much money that nobody gives a fuck about what's really happening other than the money. So, you know, I'm not against money, but I'm also against how people use it for the wrong thing. And then got something to say about, well, why can't we do this? Why can't we do this? Because you spent money to have the fucking White House as the fucking KKK headquarters again. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just that. It's deeper than that, and I'm sure we will scratch some of them surfaces. But I'm not surprised. And this is how I say this.
Definitely not surprised.
I'm not fucking surprised. You know what? It's like when all of them people came out for that 8 years and voted for Obama, right? And you felt like there was some hope. America is like your junkie child. You know what I'm saying? And then this is why I say that. Because if you have somebody in your life that's addicted to drugs or just fucked up, right? And then you have so much promise in them, and you do everything you can to like try to get them together, and you know they finally come over to your house one time and they're not asking you for money, and you don't find shit that's missing, and then you're like, oh shit, this is a step in the right direction, and then you pull up on them, and they don't know that you pulled up on them, and you walk in the house and they're fucking laying in their own puke. You're not fucking surprised. You're disappointed. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You're so disappointed, but you're not surprised. And that's how I look at this country right now. And
Well, okay, I hear what you're saying.
you know what I'm saying? Do you
I
see
do,
how
I do,
I'm trying to-
but I think this is the thing. It's not that Trump is getting more. Trump actually got less votes this time. It's just the thing is that some 81 million people voted for Joe Biden, and only 65 million people voted for Kamala Harris. Now, 16 million people didn't vote for Donald Trump. They just didn't fucking vote. So
Right.
therein lies the problem. It's like there's enough people, you know.
And I'm not.
Listen to what I'm saying. There's enough people, black people, brown people, whatever, homogenized people in most of these cities. You know what I'm saying? The problem is the messaging's not getting out there. Like, you know, if you have a Stacey Abrams, you can get a certain percentage, a high percentage of people in Atlanta to vote. And then you can get Raphael Warnock in the Senate. But, you know, there is no Stacey Abrams this time. Just like there was no Obama this time. Like, Kamala ain't got the pull like that. And she didn't have nobody really barking for her like that. So the apathy is run amok. And it's not going to, people weren't inspired to vote for whatever reason. So that's what I'm saying. So it's not like we could be shocked by the people that voted for Trump. But the people that voted for Trump always voted for Trump. You know what I mean?
Where did the money go? Where did the fucking money go?
That's the question I have.
You know what I'm saying? Where did all of this money go? All of this money
and also then you know why? Because it was
nonstop on their motherfucking cell phone.
And it was a fucking waste of money because they could have just all the billions of dollars she raised. She could have just used it to house the people in fucking California, the state that she's so cares about or whatever. I'm not saying I don't blame her for running. I'm saying whatever she's in a position where she thrust it into her. What I'm saying is it was a waste of freaking money. 4 years ago, everybody already decided who they were going to vote for or not vote for, right? And certain people are galvanized to go vote, and certain people are not galvanized to go vote. And this lies the problem. It's not that the country is skewed one way or skewed the other.
And
if that is the case, I think it's actually more skewed towards liberal thinking people. It's just that it's hard to get those people to commit to vote. Like you said, the apathy you had for so many years, that's just run amok in the country, and people don't have no inspiration to do that because they don't see shit changing around them. You know what I mean? Exactly. Especially black people, like all the memes we see about the hood under Reagan, the hood under Clinton, always is the fucking same. Right?
Shit's funny,
right? I mean, it's not untrue, but but we do have the power to change shit. But
and I don't by any means consider myself a political analyst. Mm-hmm. I'm really just putting myself in a position to understand what's going on and trying to figure it out. So anybody watching or anybody listening,
this is not the news.
This is not the fucking news. First of all, I hope y'all heard the disclaimer at the beginning. There's a reason I put that there. Mm-hmm. But I do want to say that I know that the people who voted for Trump, it's like, for instance, I go back to the Obama thing. All of the people who showed hope and promise for this country came out and they voted for Obama and kept him in office for 8 years. And I've always said that for every one of them people that voted for Obama, there's like 10 dumb motherfuckers who don't know shit about shit, who just see Trump and they think about that fucking stimulus check and they think about all of this other dumb shit that he did, because they can only think of the dumb shit because that's as far as their mind will take them, And I'm talking about Nah, fuck that. I'm talking about the podunk motherfuckers that's in the fucking in the sticks and in the woods who barely get TV signal, who all they see is this nigga. You know what I'm saying? They not showing Kamala Harris on them stations, or they not. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah,
So,
but I mean, but if the country is full of dumbasses, then Trump does represent the country. But my point is I don't think the country is full of dumbasses. I think there's a lot of dumbasses, you know, but I also think I think the apathy outweighs the stupidity.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't outweigh the racism or the sexism, because that's always prominent
Because that's in this country. Always in this motherfucker, right, bro.
But I'm just saying, in general, I don't think people are that fucking dumb.
And that's
some people are, obviously, but like, we all travel the country, you know what I'm saying? People care about the same shit, really.
Yeah.
But but for whatever reason, these dumbasses are galvanized to go vote. Not that they ever voted before. Like how some people never voted before Obama. Some of these assholes never voted before they voted for Trump.
Yeah.
But they are voting for Trump.
And they're voting. And they came out and they voted and they put that motherfucker in office.
So, you know, that's who's representing the country, is the people that vote. And
I
if they're
kept calling
dumbasses,
it,
then that makes us a dumbass country.
I kept calling it, like when I was watching the election that whole time, I kept calling it the final season of America. It's like, this is it. It's like the season finale, you know. But, man, look. And then the other thing is, too, is that I just feel like all of this shit about, you know, Gaza and, you know, thoughts and prayers. Like, I don't want nobody out there to die. I don't want no women and children to die and shit like that. But I can't go to sleep at night and not have to worry about my fucking children walking out the house and getting their fucking heads blown off because they live in a predominantly white state. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, let's deal with the fucking problems that we got going on here. I'm tired of hearing that shit. I really am. And, you know, prove me wrong. Somebody prove me wrong. Prove me that what I'm saying ain't right. And I mean, this is just basic fucking shit. This is basic shit, man. Like, I got to call him and check on him all the fucking time to make sure that he all right. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, he swagged out like his father to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? And he learning and he young and he crazy as hell. Just like I used to be when I was fucking 23.
And I don't know, man.
You know?
When I think about that too, because like the access that your son has to information versus the access I had when I was that age, you know, it's a gift.
Yeah, you're much older than myself.
I am, but I'm saying it's a gift and a curse. What I'm saying is I feel like it's a gift and a curse because like even though I'm 50, so even though I was a smart kid when I was younger, I was oblivious to a lot of things. And like I think about my mother, like, you know, I'm the same age as the Central Park Five, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like when I was a senior in high school, I was reading a newspaper or watching the fucking news, right? Mm-hmm. And there was no internet yet, so I wasn't privy to this information.
Right.
But my mother, I'm sure she's probably reading this story every fucking day. Mm-hmm. And then my crazy ass is just going out, you know what I'm saying, outlandish, talking shit to anybody, trying to date white girls. I'm sure my mom was like losing her fucking mind. Like, I'm just saying, the thing about the news, I'm just saying, for perspective wise, even though I'm black in this country, I was around and experienced, you know, oppression as a young person growing up in fucking Texas, right? But I was still oblivious to a lot of things, which I'm saying I think was a blessing.
Right.
Like the shit that your son has to see and is exposed to is damaging, you know,
and
to his soul.
He lives in, as we all do right now,
Right.
in a state of misinformation.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I got off of the social media. Like, I'm not on. I went like after the after the election. Fucking
right, same thing.
It's the same shit.
Right.
After the election, I was just like, man, like, because there's just a whole bunch of shit just popping up. It's just like, you don't know what's true and what's not. And to be honest, I don't have time. Like, I have to really protect myself now. So I don't have time to be looking at all of this crazy shit because a lot of it's triggering to me. And I work in places where there are a lot of white people. And you know what I'm saying? I'm respectful to everybody until you disrespect me. And I feel like right now for me at this point, there is a very like I feel like Mike Tyson a little bit in the sense of, you know, there's therapy Mike, and this is a perfect segue, but like there's therapy Mike, and then there's the dog, you know, that we all know lives in there, and you know, I'm really doing the best I can to fucking implement therapy Mike every day, because
I'm proud of you.
These fucking they're little things that happen that you can't really make a big deal out of. You know,
well, you can, but it's not worth it.
You can,
yeah.
But it wouldn't be worth making a big deal out of it. And when you do, even though you're right in your assessment, you're the fucking asshole for doing it and pointing it out. And
wait, I like what you. Let's put a cap on that, and let's move on.
All right,
because
oh, shit, boy, you know me
I know. It's all right.
I'm telling you.
Speaking of Mike Tyson,
the dog was about to. Speaking of Mike Tyson,
exactly.
The dog was about to come out.
Bring
See,
it down.
This man said, I'm proud of you."
Exactly. So
okay, all right.
So
yeah.
the fight. I mean,
Jake Paul said everything but hail Trump in his victory speech. I'm just gonna put that shit out there. You see how it all melds together, though? Like, there is a thing here.
So wait, let's talk. First of all, that was terrible. Like the fight was the worst thing I ever seen. The women,
that's what I was about to say.
Incredible. Yeah,
because that girl had her eye out on the motherfucking the mat, bro. And she won that fight, yo. She won that fight, bro. That was the fucking fight. I didn't even see the first fight.
I'm just mad. I'm not really mad. I'm definitely not mad at Mike. And I'm not even that mad at Jake Paul. I'm mad at us for supporting that bullshit. People, I'm just saying, all the celebrities and shit sitting out on the side like this is a real fight. It's not a real fight. What are we doing?
Like, but we was all in the house.
This is a farce. We need to stop.
Watching this shit.
Such a farce. You know what I mean?
I'm mad at me.
Yeah, I'm mad at everybody.
That's right.
I already subscribed to Netflix, so it's not like
agree.
I don't feel like I got duped, but I definitely could have used my time
for time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I definitely could have used my time.
I was in LA. I could have been working in the studio doing what I was supposed to have been doing instead of watching this shit.
How you have a whole fight, but then you in Madison Square Garden the next day at another fight? Clearly you didn't have a fight. If you're 58 years old, you actually have a fight. You're in the fucking hospital.
You're supposed to be in the bed.
Right, like, come on, man.
Boxing rules are that you have to stay in the bed for a day,
right,
for each round that you fight, or it's 2 days or something. Like you for each round. So it was 8 rounds. So you do what's the math? Fucking, I'm high now, so I don't know.
8 times 1 is 8, and 8 times 2 is 16. If that's what we're talking about. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just saying.
Oh man,
I'm mad at us.
Look, but here's what I'm gonna say about the fight, because I'm sort of a boxing enthusiast. I used to box when I was a kid, and Mike Tyson was obviously is obviously a hero of mine. He's one of my top 3, you know. But Mike made his money, and at the end of the day, you know, I was concerned about his health, but I remember the Roy Jones fight that happened not too long ago.
Oh my God!
And he gave Roy a run for his money. Now Roy, you know, Roy came back too. Like that was a good fight. That was a good fight.
I was definitely scared for both of them
amongst friends. But both of them motherfuckers looked good, and they gave you a fight, and they fought like they respected each other, but it was still a fight. You know what I'm saying? So I remembered that fight, and I remembered how Mike looked in that fight, and I was like, okay, cool. But when he came, like after the second round, the nigga was gassed out. And look, Roy Jones.
Roy didn't like it at all.
If anybody saw the fight,
right.
Roy's commentary.
Was pissed the whole time. Yeah,
bro, Roy's
I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Hey, yo, this nigga
kept saying that.
Hey, look, this the funny shit. The nigga said, like, yeah, Mike is out of there. I was like, damn, Roy. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that shit was funny to me. But Mike, okay, here's my summary of the fight. Mike Tyson, after the second round, he was tired as shit. The man is 60 fucking years old, bro. First of all. And he went 8 rounds. But after the third round, you just noticed that he didn't have his legs. And had he had his legs, had he had his balance, he would have done some real damage to him.
Also, was he on mushrooms? Was he on mushrooms? and then he kept biting his. That's what I'm saying. Did he think his gloves was food, or was he trying to bring him like? Come on, I'm just saying.
Hey yo, remember he said it? He said I have a biting fixation.
Right.
My back broke my back. Nah, but if he had his legs, he would have been able to fight better. But at the end of the day, man, the nigga is 60 years old, and he went 8 rounds with a motherfucker that was more than half his age, and he got $20 million. If you losing a fight on your feet is much better to deal with than being knocked on your ass. And there was no way that he was gonna knock him on his ass because he wasn't hitting him hard enough. And when he was hitting him, Mike was eating it. That was the other thing, was when he did get hit, Mike was eating that shit, and it did not affect him at all. There was not one time where I saw Mike get rattled. Whereas I don't know if you remember, but in the first round, when Mike was putting the pressure on, he thought JP thought he was gonna hit him, and he flinched like he was scared to death. But that was then.
I mean, actually, Mike could have knocked him out at any time.
He was not allowed to fucking use his fucking signature punch, which was the uppercut. That's the other reason that the fight went 8 rounds. Because if Mike could have thrown that uppercut, that shit would have been over in the second round. That's why he was tired, because he was tired of holding that shit back. That's probably why he was biting. He's like, I want to hit this motherfucker so bad. But then Therapy Mike was like, yo, let's get this money real quick.
$20 million and get out of here.
Let's get this money and get the fuck out of here, bro. So, I mean, I really feel like it was. I feel like it was good for us to see that Mike could go the distance with this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Even though, because we know the truth, man. And the nigga only talking shit because he beat a 58-year-old man, number one. And, bro, we all know that if how old is Jake Paul? Was like 27 or some shit?
Yeah.
If he was fighting 28-year-old Mike, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
come on, man.
It'd been like it would have been a 12-second fight.
It'd have been a 15-second fight.
Anyway, let's take a break.
Anyway,
and we come back. We're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about. When we come back.
I don't know. We're gonna talk about some ratchet shit.
Ratchet shit, pet peeves.
Oh yeah, the pet peeve shit.
Pet peeves, cool. We'll see y'all on the other side. Yeah, y'all, and we're back.
Yeah, we're back. That was fun.
Shadow people. Nigel Hall, Derrick Freeman.
We're in here.
Coming to you, not live, but recorded. But the thoughts are live.
Thoughts are definitely live right now. Sort of.
So I believe before the break, we were going to talk about pet peeves.
Yeah.
I know you have a
musician pet peeves.
Oh, musician pet peeves. Well, that's very specific. Pet peeves, that actually makes my list longer. But okay, go ahead.
I know. That's.
Or do you literally have a list? Oh, you might. Oh.
I don't actually have a list.
Okay.
I mean, we could start to incorporate things like that in the future. But I definitely have a few that I can talk about. And one of them is when you see somebody packing up, that is not the time to come up and talk to them.
Now, these are for the people off the stage.
I mean...
No, I'm just saying, clarifying.
For the people, yeah, definitely for people off stage. Because if I'm packing up, then that means everyone else is too.
Right.
And if we're talking amongst ourselves, yes, because we're working.
and we're packing up and talking about the gig. But I'm not gonna stop what I'm doing to talk to you and take pictures. This is not the time to do that. Please stop with that shit.
Please stop.
Please stop.
What about when we're
Listen,
DJing?
hold on. Well, definitely when we're fucking DJing, you better not come nowhere fucking near me. You better not come nowhere near me. My DJ name is DJ No Request. DJ, don't fucking talk to me. I don't need you to tip me either. I'm doing this because I enjoy doing it.
That part.
And or I'm already getting paid.
Yes.
So sit the fuck down.
I'm definitely getting paid. That's why I'm here doing this.
Look,
Yeah.
I did a DJ gig, and look, this actually is good. I did a DJ gig. I was playing with Lettuce. Shout out to Lettuce. I was playing with Lettuce in Philadelphia, and after the Brooklyn Bowl show, I played this club called Say No More in Philadelphia, and it was dope. And I went in there, and I played whatever the fuck I wanted to do, which was all fucking Philly. You know, I gave him the anthology, like you know how I did that shit, right? And I had them motherfuckers. I had the fucking room full, and they were bouncing off the fucking walls until they turned the lights on at like 4 a.m. They did this. And I'm like, and the dude came to me and was like, I've never seen anybody come in here and from somewhere else, do what you just did with the Philly shit. Because everybody try to do it and they fuck up. And I just let the shit flow because you know me, I played the Lura. And I thought of you too. I was like, I'll see you when I get there. I was like, I gotta call Derrick right now, bro. But
shout out to Philly and the Philly music
scene. Shout out to Philly and TSOP and Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff, the greatest shit of all time. But I said all that to say, nobody came up and fucked with me. So if you sit down and shut the fuck up and enjoy, like Richard Pryor say, enjoy whatever the fuck happened, then you'll be fine. And you will have fun. But don't do that to people, because what happens is DJs and even musicians, after they doing the gig, they come in, you know, they in this mental zone that is very hard to get out of right at that particular time. And truthfully, we have fulfilled our obligation to you. So, you know, leave us the fuck alone when you see we working. And then there's also, I've had people like trying to talk to me while I'm on the gig.
Yeah,
like
that's
trying
crazy.
to get my trying to get my attention.
Yep.
And trying to have conversations. I'm like, bro, don't you see I'm fucking working right now? You know, this is not like a fucking hangout rehearsal. Like, people paid to get in here. You paid to get in here, actually. Because I wouldn't put you on the list. So you paid to get in here. So why you like this? That's not part of the contractual agreement.
It's not an immersive experience.
No. Stop with that.
Right.
Read the fucking room, people. Read the room. You know? Like, I know I sound like an old man and I sound like I'm a grumpy old. Listen, well, whatever.
No,
whatever, bro. I'm just tired of dealing with that shit. And I'm trying to keep implementing Therapy Mike here. And it's just not helping. You guys aren't helping. I love y'all. For real, I do. But sometimes y'all don't think. And I'm comfortable with saying that.
I just want people to consider musicians people too. We're just workers. We're just people doing a job. Individual people. Sometimes we might come as a group. Sometimes you might pay us as a group, which is a disadvantage to us. Because 6 plumbers get paid as 6 plumbers. You know what I'm saying? 6 musicians get paid as some entity that people definitely don't think is worth much. So,
right,
just think about that next time you hire a band.
And listen, I want to be clear too. I'm not an asshole. I love my fucking fans.
I am an asshole.
The fans. You know,
yeah.
I really, really do. And
do you?
Yes, I swear I do. Mm-hmm. And like, I've been trying to be better because also too, Like, I'm 3 years and 7 months sober. I'm learning a different way of how to deal with things and people in life. So I'm, those are just things that bother me right now. They may not bother me once I figure out how to fucking deal with them. But I'm figuring out how to deal with it, and and what I'm asking is that people be patient with me because I know how I am, and I'm trying to fucking. I know that probably did make me sound like I'm not grateful because I very much am, but it happens to all of us, and I know that
that's actually not what I picked up on. I mean, the segment we're talking about. Pet peeves and gripes. So no, I don't think anybody thinks you're ungrateful. It's just something for people to think about because people.
And if you do, then well.
And maybe people get excited. They want to touch people and all that shit. But sometimes people aren't in that mode. Musicians, especially once they
it's important
just
to
finish
read
a gig.
the room. It's important in every situation that you're. That should be really the pet peeve. It's just people who don't know how to read the room. And we are entering an era where that is going to be happening very more often than not. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, cool. Moving on. No, I like it.
You got to do one.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
I'm doing gripes now.
It ain't just me, nigga. You on the show too?
Well, I have gripes aplenty, so let me try to narrow it down for the sakes of this podcast. I just want people to understand, and when I say people, I mean other workers, other people who are providing service and or entertainment for the people who are paying for said services and entertainment. Those people need to stay in their fucking lane. I'm talking about people that work at the clubs and work behind the bars, and many of them are my friends, and I'm not trying to cast aspersions on anybody. I'm just saying, like, the band doesn't work for you. You didn't hire us. The same people that hired you hired us. So we need to do our jobs in a professional manner.
Yeah,
and you need to do your job. And that job involves you leaving me the fuck alone and let me do my job and vice versa. And then we could all live in a symbiotic environment. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I love
People get caught up. You know what I'm saying? And then if you got a weak manager or whatever that doesn't know how to keep me on time, that's a managerial problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna do what I have to do in a situation to make it,
Oh man,
more as comfortable and as
you would talk about it.
No, I'm just saying for my guys
that's it.
And my people.
That
you
really
know what I'm saying?
is
Especially
it.
since you've lowballed me anyway. You know what I'm saying? We've tetted back and forth trying to make this deal happen. I'm already coming in feeling some type of way because I already feel like I'm taking less than what I deserve for this gig anyway. And now I got to get shit from the people who didn't even hire me, who actually are just working here too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm like, let's be respectful of each other in that manner. Let's let the door people do the door job and the bar people do the bar job and the people on stage to also do their job. We all can be accountable and we can make a better environment for all.
You really got to be away from me so I can actually focus on what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize too how exhausting it is. Like there's different types of performers, different types of musicians, and some people like to jump around, some people don't like to jump around. Mm-hmm. But it's very taxing work because of the mind power that's being used as well in terms of communicating with others without talking a lot of times and accessing information to play music correctly. And, people don't realize how mentally taxing that is and that it physically can make you tired. For instance, I play with Lettuce and I have 6 keyboards. And a lot of times I'm using 4 of them at the same time, even though I got 2 hands. So I'm not saying I'm special or I grew hands or anything, but I'm just saying that
to think about what I need to be doing on 4 separate instruments that do completely different things to set vibe for everybody in the band. There's a lot going on. And then having to do that and then sing sometimes at the same time too. Like, I'm just realizing how taxing it is because people be like, oh, you just been sitting down all night. Bro, I'm fucking tired.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking get back in the bunk and I'm just like, I'm laid the fuck out because I just realized how much that took from me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. So we got to be, to add to your point, we got, y'all stay over there, please, so we can do, which adds to my point, respectfully, but like, you know,
yeah,
let me work, let me do what I'm supposed to do, so I can get into it and actually enjoy myself being here because maybe I wasn't on the way. That happens with me a lot lately too. The older I get, I'm just like, you know, like last night was a different situation because I was looking forward to playing with all of the people that I played with last night. But like, you know, it's hard to get me out the house now. So, you know.
Yeah, I know. I do. Trust me.
You know, you already know.
Anyway. So,
are we moving on to the next subject?
We're gonna move on to the next subject, which is
ratchetry. I think
ratchetry.
Are we doing that?
Let's do bullshit or not first.
Let's do bullshit or not. Okay. All right. Bullshit or not.
Bullshit or not. Mm-hmm. It's a segment we're gonna do, moving forward, hopefully, and you know, we're not gonna have any copyright infringement, so we're just gonna have to.
You know, we have concepts of a plan.
Yeah, exactly. We have to make references. We do have concepts of a plan. Facts.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Anyway, so we were outside on the break. We're outside on the break, and I started ranting, and you told me to save it.
Yeah, but so that's right. Yeah, talk about that.
So I want to know, bullshit or not, this slew of new women rappers we have, they're blazing up the charts. And some of the shit I like I'm like, wait, I like this song. Mostly because I think they're using old samples that I'm familiar with and recycling them, which is a good way to get old people like me to like your shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if it's like nerds. If it's a lot of that, right? Or is some of it actually good, or is it just all bullshit? I mean, I can tell you this: I can't really tell one from the other. Also, sounding like my age, I guess, but you know, it all kind of sounds the same to me. Some of it I'm very intrigued by, but I think most of it is probably bullshit.
I'm gonna say that it's bullshit, and I'm only gonna say that because I don't listen to anything past 1986.
Yeah,
because it's not worth it. You know, I make an exception for the 90s, for hip hop and R&B, but anything past that, I'm not listening to it. It's the problem. It's the problem. Oh, I don't know how to say it without sounding like an old man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have been telling me.
But you are an old man. Just say it.
I don't know, man. It's a problem that plagues the black community to continue to make music that influences people to do things that we ain't naturally here to do. You understand what I'm saying?
Such as,
all right, look. Okay, first of all, look at the music in the 70s.
Okay,
all right, and also look at black people in the 70s. It was the one time that we as a people, I feel, were most connected with each other and most powerful as a contender, and because that's how this country looks at everything. But
that was the time that we were the most together. And we had people who were fucking standing for something and writing music about those things and how to help community and how to really love your woman and how to be in your and how to take care of your family and how to deal with heartbreak and you know what I'm saying? Just music that not only made you feel something but taught you something. And you also had people who wanted to use their platform for being a teacher in that respect. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And now you got these motherfuckers out here talking about they booty hole brown. And you got, you know what I'm saying? And wet ass pussy. And, you know, look, man, this shit is bullshit. Yeah, bullshit. It's bullshit. It's all fucking bullshit, man. And it really makes me mad. And you know, my son likes some of that shit. And I can't really get mad at him and tell him he can't listen to it because this is his era. And he got a fucking, you know, my parents lucked out with me. So I was listening to their shit when I was coming up because I was only born in 81. So I didn't live through the 70s, but I talk about it like I did. Mm-hmm. But, you know, they lucked out with me because I was listening to their shit. So they wasn't going to tell me I couldn't listen to that. I mean, there was some shit that I started listening to, like NWA, and like, what the fuck is you listening to? But that's a whole. Well,
I can tell you as a black person who was born in the 70s. I mean, I remember a little bit of it. Like I do remember when I was like,
what year were you born?
I was born in 1974. So
74. That was the year, bro. That was the year where all the best shit was.
Right. But I remember when I was like 5 or 6 years old and being in the McGregor Park in Houston with my uncles. And McGregor Park at the time felt like an extremely safe place. I don't know if there was any white people around. I'm guessing not. But like, you know, I'm insulated. But I remember the music and the afros and the cars and the fucking barbecues and all that shit and the dominoes and the fucking volley, basketball, all that shit happening in the park, a full celebration. And then I remember that same park in the 80s was not a safe place. Did it feel like a safe place? And it wasn't a safe place.
And that's really the problem.
And what I'm saying is, so like,
happened.
Right, the 80s is what happened because shit, you know, not to get political again, but
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's all. I mean, it really is all that
economics and all that shit and crack, you know, killed the community. So what I'm saying is
that's what I was
like. What I'm saying is it's just the reason why the music changed is because the environment changed. I mean, I witnessed that even as from being, you know, what it was at age 5 or 6 to what it was at age 15, 16.
It's just really sad. Mm-hmm. It's sad that women feel like, well, especially black women, feel like they have to, they got to talk about shit like that to be seen and to be heard and to be put on a platform nowadays. You know, and I always say it too, man, like, I'm glad that I'm fucking married because these bitches don't make no fucking sense. Like, I would hate to have to be in the fucking dating scene. You know, right now, we're dealing with these motherfuckers, bro, because I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't fucking do it. None of this shit.
Yes, well, I think it's wild on both sides. But yeah.
And I think that when you have, well, I ain't going to get into all that. That's, you know, but.
It feels like a good segue into ratchetness, though, right?
I mean,
you're already here.
I mean, we've been here, bro. We've been here. Where you been? Shit. You know? But like, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's just and it's and look, that's why I get so fucking pissed when it comes to music, man. Because, man, music is the only thing that can bring and for those watching, we're obviously fucking musicians. We're biased, but we talk about our life. You know what I'm saying? And music is the only fucking thing that brings people together. So I don't really, it's the only thing left in the world that can bring people together, you know? And I don't understand why people, I just don't understand why people are the fucking way they are. The fucking Clive Davises and the Diddies of the world, and the people who just exploit this thing that some people like fucking live out on a fucking street for, bro. I lived on a fucking street with a suitcase fucking roads in a blizzard because I wanted to be a fucking musician, bro. Because all I wanted to do was play music because I know God put me here for something that was bigger than fucking you or me. You know what I'm saying? And it fucking baffles me
Well, just
that these
so
people just fucking see money and they choose to make music that make you want to blow your fucking brains out. People listen to songs that make them blow their brains out. People write songs because they want to blow their brains out. You know, and this is the energy that you're putting out and don't understand it. Like God, this is the one thing God left us. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean
It
literally.
just fucking.
No,
That's
I mean
why
just
I be getting so pissed at people and why I talk freely about the motherfuckers I don't like.
look. The thing that music gives us, and the microcosm that musicians have, and the camaraderie that we have, is a great example for the rest of the world. Like even in this room with us now, like we're on camera, but I mean on the other side of the camera is Danny and Drew.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to
From two
Danny and
different-
Drew.
Right, I'm just saying we're all from different parts.
Brown, Pound Town.
We're all from different parts of this country, right? We've all actually been on the road together. You know what I'm
all
saying?
of us have been on the fucking road.
Travel all
together.
over this country.
To
So
some degree.
like I was talking about earlier. So we've seen all kind of people and met all kind of people with all kind of different views or whatever. What I'm saying is and it's an advantage for all of us. Like I know for a fact that Danny and Drew know some things, intimate things about me because they've been on the road with me and they experience things in a different way because it's different to travel on the road as a fucking black man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they've literally seen it with their own eyes. They've watched me get arrested in front of them. They've seen it happen. And this, you know what I'm saying? So it's like and I didn't do anything for full disclosure. I'm not
Allegedly.
yeah. Anyway, but I'm just saying, like, we have an advantage because we, you know what I'm saying, even though neither one of them is a black man in America, they've witnessed it firsthand by having to be in these situations with us. That's what I'm saying. So people need to get out of their bubbles, man. This is the problem. You need to get out your bubble. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have a black friend, get a black friend. If you don't have a rich white friend, you should get a rich white friend too. Trust me. And y'all should get together and y'all should take a fucking ride somewhere from this coast to another coast. Either one of them. Take some more time, stop in a few places.
Take them to Wally World.
Yeah, and then you'll see, and then you experience that, and you'll see what the experience is like for you versus what it's like for the other person in the car. And that'll give you some perspective.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then y'all can stop with all this goddamn division and hate because it's like not really what it's about. Like everybody's looking for the same shit, seeking the same shit. It's all being fair to you, like you said, through this misinformation.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's revelations, bro. Like if any of y'all out there read scripture, you know about revelations, and for those who don't, it's the season finale of the Bible, and fucking it tells you, it's basically, if you know it and you read it, you are reading the newspaper today, and it is all about, never mind, just go read that shit and you see what I'm talking about. But yeah, pisses me off.
Cool.
I don't even know what the fuck we was talking about to piss me off. Look, I am really happy. Let's talk about things that
Yeah, I can tell.
you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about, I don't want to be angry black man in R5. I know I got a lot to say, but I'm a very loving person and at the core.
and most people can attest to that. But I just got some shit to say today. Apparently, today was the
day you had some shit to say.
Today was the day I had some shit to say.
Cool.
So yeah. But yeah, I'm in a great mood.
Let's we're gonna do the RIP shout outs now. And I'm gonna there's so many people. There's a lot. We lost a lot of people in the past 6 months.
Yeah.
And John Amos and Frankie Beverly and Quincy Jones.
Q.
And I always
James
said
Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones, Roy Haynes,
Jesus.
somebody else. Who else?
Wayne Shorter?
No.
That was a year. That was a while ago.
Yeah, that was a while ago, actually. But shout out to Wayne Shorter.
Yes.
Greatest ever.
Right.
All time.
Infinize, our favorite song.
Yeah, our favorite song. You taught me how to play that song.
Uh-huh. Anyway,
I played the fuck out that song. I
Quincy
figured out how to
Jones.
play that shit.
Let's talk about Q for a second.
Yeah, man.
Or for a while.
Look, for real. Look,
Right.
I always said, and it's so crazy, and I'm not trying to put this energy out there because I know we talked about something outside earlier, but I always said Quincy, Herbie, and Stevie should be bubble wrapped, right? I always said that about those particular three. And now that Quincy is gone, it really helps me to appreciate the other two even more. But like those were the three. You know what I mean? And anyway, but Quincy has just had a mark in he's just had a foot in the ass of everybody for the last 60 years. And you can't even be, you can't, like Quincy Jones was 91 years old, and you can't, and the things that he accomplished, if we as people can even accomplish or at least try like a tenth of what he actually did, we could live a life worthy of praise and whatever. Because, you know what I'm saying, we will have lived a life, and he said best. He said that the average person lives 26,000 days. And look, I'm going to actually do the math right now. We're going to do this shit right now. Okay. So I forget what I asked her. Hey, Siri, how long is 26,000 days? All right, here we go.
What would you like to convert?
Oh, you motherfucker.
I think it's about 71 years.
All right, so that's 71 years, right?
I totally just made that up.
I mean, when I last checked, it was like maybe 76 or something like that.
Cool.
Right? So the average person lives until they're 76. That's 26,000 days. Quincy lived until he was 91. So I looked that up, and that was like, and this is not exact, but it was like 37,000 days. Right? So he lived so much longer than he was statistically supposed to live. And not to mention, in 1974, when you were born, he had 2 brain aneurysms, and most people don't live through one.
That's true.
So if we talking statistically, he should have been gone a long time ago. And look what he was in, and that probably made him crazier. And look what he accomplished after that. And he was already the coldest.
It's funny because
look what he accomplished after that shit.
Yesterday, well, I had recently discovered because we were going down the Quincy Jones rabbit hole, obviously,
at the
for
house?
the last few weeks. Yeah, but the album Body Heat actually came out the week I was born, in May of 1974. Yep. And when we look at the credits of that album,
a dope record too.
If y'all Body Heat by Quincy Jones,
record's incredible. But the musicians on this record, like if I'm just saying, if you take the level of,
can I pull up the thing that we pulled up?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we should pull that up because if you take just the samples,
yo, this is crazy.
Like the samples that came from all the musicians that were just on this one record, literally like define hip hop. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So in some way, I think it makes Quincy Jones like the godfather of hip hop.
Literally. I mean, between him and James Brown.
Yeah, exactly. And between those two, that's like everything. And the meters. Yeah, because we were looking at this yesterday. This is incredible.
Okay.
I'm like, who the hell's on this record? I'm like, oh my God.
All right, let's look at the personnel right here. Quincy Jones, arranger, composer. Let me get in here. Quincy Jones, arranger, composer, producer, trumpet, and played trumpet on the goddamn record. Okay. Dave Grusin.
Right.
On electric piano. It says he's even got a credit for drums here, which is crazy. Herbie Hancock. Okay. You ever heard of him? Bob James.
Jesus.
Richard T. on Rhodes. Okay. Larry Dunn from Earth Wind. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Malcolm Cecil, Wawa Watson, Phil Upchurch, David. Come on, Danny. Okay, David T. Walker, Dennis Coffey, Eric Gale.
Right.
Like the niggas, bro.
It's crazy.
Like all the motherfuckers.
This is one fucking record. No, keep going. Keep going. It's not.
I'm
Yeah.
still going. Grady Tate, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe you guys have heard of him. Paul Humphrey, Bernard Purdy, James Gadsden.
Stop it.
Okay, Max Bennett on bass. Chuck Rainey on bass. Have you ever heard of Chuck? Anybody ever heard of Chuck Rainey in your life? Maybe you have. Melvin Dunlap, Hubert Laws. Okay, Frank Rosalino, our boy, who's playing this shit on
the trombone solo. Yeah.
Chuck Finley. Fucking Billy Preston.
Billy Preston, just down there at the bottom.
Fucking just hang at the bottom. Okay? Leon Ware, Minnie Riperton. Like, get the fuck out. Jim Gilstrap. Like, that's how you make a fucking record. And this is what Quincy said, too. He said, you are only as good as your Rolodex.
Leave your ego at the door, exactly.
He had a cold-blooded Rolodex.
And like I said, if you think about all these musicians and the shit that they've been sampled into, the songs that have been made off of samples of these people, is literally, it's literally the whole freaking life.
I can literally, if you called out a name, I could think of one song that was sampled by all of these people in hip hop from each one of those artists. Well, maybe not all of them, but most of them.
Yeah,
definitely most of them. I mean, Larry Dunn. Larry Dunn is the keyboard player, for those who don't know, of Earth, Wind and Fire. Like, that nigga got bangers.
It's crazy
by default.
Yeah, I mean, it's just,
you know
I'm just saying, like, when I was looking at this personnel lineup, I was like, this is unreal.
Hold up. I just okay. I know we're just only talking about Quincy right now, and we got a bunch of other people talking about, but we're gonna keep talking about this because I want to see something else. I want to look up the personnel on sounds and stuff like that. And let's look at the personnel. First of all, look at all of this shit. Okay? Let's look at all of this shit.
The LA horn section.
Okay. But here's the thing about this record.
The New York horn section.
Okay, hold on. I'm on full screen. Here's the thing about this record. Is this record was way more produced than Body Heat, obviously. And this was the same year that he had done The Wiz. This was 78.
Oh my God.
So, and I've always called this the Oz record. Like, he recorded this in Oz. Because it sounds
it's just like throwaway tracks on The Wiz. It's just like
it sounds exactly like
throwaway tracks. It's the B-sides or whatever.
So we got Anthony Jackson and Steve Gadd.
Stop.
And Ralph McDonald and Eric Gale and Richard T. and David T. Walker and Melvin Wawa Watson and John Faddis.
Jesus.
And Luther Vandross and Patty. Yeah, bro. Like, come on, man. Bruce Sweet. L.A. This the L.A. record, boy. Boy, I'm telling you.
So anyway, yeah, Quincy is the Godfather. That's the whole point.
The Godfather.
It's ridiculous.
And you can only be
these
happy
records that he
for
made in the
a man
70s,
like
that
this.
what the music that spawned from them,
This is what's called celebrating someone's life. Is basking in all of the glory that they gave you for 91 years. I don't think I want to live. I mean, I want to live as long as I can. I'm not putting no bad energy out in the universe, but like, I don't think I want to live that long. So like any longer than that,
right?
Is I have done something or somebody wrong, and I need to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? This man celebrated every day of his life, and he did it with grace. And you know, you can only be happy for a legacy that was left like that. So shout to the Jones family and all the people who were influenced by him. Frankie Beverly is another one. Yeah, man. That one hurt me. That one. I mean, Quincy hurt, but that one was rough for me, and a lot of other people too. I think.
Frankie.
Yeah,
Frankie. It's just, I mean, it feels it's weird because like I'm almost desensitized. I've seen Frankie so many times. Yeah. And I forget how lucky, especially you live in New Orleans. It's like I've seen Frankie probably like 15 times.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So like, but I forget how lucky and blessed I am for that to have happened. And it's also making me like, I think it won't really hit me till like Jazz Fest. Yeah, when it's like when Frankie's not.
Yeah,
playing.
Well, he wasn't there last year.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It already started to be like dwindling down. But I'm just saying, like, like now you for real know you're never gonna see him again.
Yeah,
and I mean he had like 6 farewell tours. So why would he not keep him going?
Yeah, but that was the other thing. I think he had enough ingenuity to know that this was gonna be it for him. So he wanted to spend it on stage, and you know. Was having his issues and whatnot. I don't know that I'm at liberty to talk about him. I know a little bit more than maybe I should, but I'm not gonna say nothing out of respect.
Right.
But you know, he knew that that he probably didn't have much time, and like, you know, as long as I'm am able to do what I'm doing, you know, I know I've voiced a lot of gripes and everything, but I'll deal with whatever I got to deal with for that time, because that time is special to me. And for somebody to have done what he has done for as long as he's done it, to know that, okay, I could just go and chill and sit down somewhere, but I don't want to do that. I want to do this. And to know that maybe his time was coming, and go out and do a whole nother farewell tour, and people actually have an opportunity to give him his flowers while he was here and not wait. Because that's what always happens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Is that you get to a point where then everybody want to do tribute shows the day you die. You know what I'm saying? So he got his flowers while he was here. And that made me very happy to see. You know? And that's why I say, man, you know, there are people there are people who lose their life every day. Somebody did not wake up today, and you did. And that person might be somebody who you really, really love. So regardless of wherever the fuck you are in your relationship with them, physically, mentally, or spiritually, you need to tell them motherfuckers that you love them, because one day you're not gonna be able to. And you know, I just had people close to me that I know who are not here anymore.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And I mean, within the last 5 years. You know, a lot of people who have been close to me, that we are still, some of us are still, really dealing with. You know, shout to Nick Daniels, shout to Big Pat. You know,
Russell Batiste.
You know, like we lost some homies. So let them know that you love them and give them their flowers while they're here. So yeah, and I feel like Quincy was how he not gonna get his flowers? Like, you already know. Like, you don't have to say shit to me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I know who the fuck I am, and so do you. You know what I'm saying? So
I just remember the scene in the documentary when he was coming. He was running down a list of people at the gala. He was like, yeah. He was like, all right, cool. He's like, called Michelle Barack and them. He was like, yeah, Will and Jada and them. He's like, get over it. He's like, Tom Hanks. He's like, I like that motherfucker. Get Tom Hanks. He's like, somebody called Colin Powell. Somebody called blah, blah, blah. And then like, he was like, okay, everybody. 2 days later, they're like, okay, Quincy, everybody responded. Except Colin Powell, he said he can't make it. He was like, what? No, put this nigga on the phone. Wait, it's like...
He so did.
He was like, no, he
sure
did. He coming.
We gonna nah, bro. He coming. He coming.
Right. So like, yeah, Quincy, that's the shit. I do have one final note though. Actually,
Okay.
from a previous recording that we had together that was unpublished.
Hold on, we gotta do shout outs.
Shout outs.
We gotta do shout outs, yeah.
Well, first I want to shout out to Brown Hound Sounds for providing this
Shout out to
lovely
Brown
space
Hound
for us.
Sounds Pound
And
Town.
this excellent recording and this hard ass editing job that we gave Drew. Thank you.
Man, he gonna kill this shit.
Yeah, of course. I appreciate that.
He gonna kill this shit.
What else we got? Who we shouting out?
I want to shout out. I actually want to shout out a couple people, if I may. I want to shout out. First of all, I want to shout out. I'm so DC. Clothing company from out of Washington D.C. who have provided me the vines
Nice.
that I'm wearing today, and I want to send a shout out to them. So if you ever in D.C. and you want to get some dope shit, go look up. I'm so DC online. I believe the website is, or we'll get the thing and we'll put it under the thing. Just make sure I said it right. But yeah, shout to them. Shout to my lettuce homies, man. You know, we got some shit together, and we were able to fucking we got a new record coming out, and we had a lot of fun doing it, and I'm just really proud of us because we're all growing as individuals, and we are. I notice a difference. We all are doing things to better ourselves and our minds so that we can actually go out and work the way that we working, and like it's a new thing, and it's a great thing, and I'm just really proud of us. So, and maybe that's the therapy talking, but you know, whatever it is, I'm proud of us. And yeah, I think that's it. Well, I want to shout out my son for getting a brand new truck.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, he got a big red ass truck.
I want to shout out.
He gave up the Camaro for his truck.
Oh, nice.
He
Smart.
had a Camaro. Yeah,
Smart,
he's like,
actually.
yeah. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah. So shout out to Rasul.
Shout out to Rasul. I want to shout out to Soul Brass Band. Thank you for being my people. Love you guys. I want to shout out Miss Shirley's Chinese Restaurant and Lily's Cafe. Thank
Yeah,
you.
and I want to shout out Trilly's Cheesesteaks. Yo, listen. Shout out to Trilly's Cheesesteaks. I ain't gonna go no further than that.
Okay, cool.
They see me every day.
So we have on our final note, we shall end it with a rant. I guess sometimes I could do this rant live or you could do it live, but I have one that we recorded 2 years ago. Like I said, was not published, so it felt relevant for the day. So we'll end with that. I'll see you guys next time. Shadow people.
Hold up. I got a final word before we play this, if that's okay.
Please.
All right. So here's my final word. If you get in the shower and you take a shower and you get out the shower and the mirror ain't foggy, then you need to get back in. Okay?
Wash your
that
legs.
Take that however you want it. If you get out the shower and it ain't foggy in there, then you have not washed yourself properly. So do that. Please and thank you.
It's great advice.
I'm just saying.
Take segment 3, take 2.
Segment 3, take 2. I'm not going to film for me, though. So.
It's all good. Yeah, we don't need you on this one.
Yeah, no.
Just for sound. All right.
Hold on.
Give me the slate.
I'm going to take this out, too. Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3, clap.
Yeah, y'all. This is Derrick Smoking Freeman. We're back here on Don't Engage, and this is some solo commentary from your boy D.
Hey yo, you so
Let's talk about the
crazy.
phrase African American. I hate this fucking phrase. And this is why. As a black man in the world, this shit fucking offends me. You know why? Because I got black friends all over the goddamn world. I got black friends in Toronto. Nobody calls them African Canadians. I got black friends in London. Nobody calls them African English. It's fucking stupid. They got black people all over the world. In Japan, in Australia, in Africa, also in the United States, Mexico. It's black people everywhere. We just black people. And the only people that do this shit is white people. Most of these goddamn white women. And they always want to be fucking, and they always want to change their voice a little bit when they say that shit. They were like, I met this nice African American man at the Whole Foods, and he got the grits off the shelf for me. Fuck you, bitch, with that shit. Fuck you and fuck your grits. That's my commentary.
Because it is always white people. You can do it all over again.
Tell them. With that note, we'll see you next time.
Shit, bro.
Shadow people.
Hey, yo.